Alright everybody, welcome to video 3 on the 59 Mercury. Today we're going to be draining the oil, looking at it, making sure it's not full of water, anything like that. We're also going to be putting new oil in, new filter, and then we will be doing a compression test. Well, I hope we're going to be doing a compression test because it's sprinkling right now and I'm hoping it doesn't actually start raining. I have the car up on jack stands, and when I looked at the car it was on flats, so maybe we'll take a look and see if there's anything under here that's, surprising that I didn't see. It looks really, really good. I mean, it's obviously dirty. So there's the engine, transmission in the back. Yeah, I don't see much really surprising. I mean, nothing's broken that I can tell. Nothing's, huge leaks or anything like that. So let's go ahead and first I'm going to pull this oil filter out. It looks pretty new, but it says Deutsch on it, so it's German. We'll get that out and then we'll drain the oil and then we'll look at the oil and see what it looks like. From the dipstick it looks pretty good. Alright, oil filter time. This might not even have any. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's some oil in it. It doesn't look too bad. Yum! It smells really, really lovely. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. It was surprisingly loose, which I'm happy with. It makes it easier. Hopefully this won't spill everywhere. There we go. That's not bad. There's no water at the bottom, so that's good. I think this oil is probably like the spark plugs. It's probably new but old. But unlike spark plugs, I think oil, for the oil that I can get, pretty cheap just for checking the compression, I'll go ahead and do that. That shouldn't be a problem. Here's the oil that came out of the motor. You know what? It's black, it's dirty. But you know what? It's what I like to see. It's not full of water, not full of anything metal. Never heard of that kind of oil filter. But looks like the seal has seen better days. Hopefully I have one in, already that I can use on it. Gross. And I lost the drain plug in there somewhere. It's somewhere. So here's the filter that I'm going to be using. It's an older Wix filter. I actually got this with a bunch of parts in an estate sale, but it's a brand new filter. It is a little smaller than this one, but since the O-ring is the same and the threads in the middle are the same, it'll work fine. It's just a little bit lower capacity, which, for what I need to do now, it's okay. I can probably switch it for a bigger filter later. So I have the oil that I'm going to put in it, and I'm going to substitute a quart for this Marvel Mr. Oil because I love this stuff. If you guys check on my channel to the 58 Bel Air that I brought back to life, probably 5 years ago, this stuff worked awesome. I drove the car maybe 10 miles and the oil was black after I was done, because this is basically, it's like detergent and it cleans out all the sludge and all the stuff that's left over. So I'm going to add that to the oil just because I have it, and we will put this stuff in. One annoying thing is this oil fill tube. I have to use this big old long funnel in order to get anything in there. There's some possible bad news on the Mercury. So after draining the old oil away, there's these little bits that are left in the bottom. For example, right here, all this stuff. So they're hard. I'm not sure they're metal. So I have this magnet. Doesn't look like it picks them up. So unless they're aluminum, I'm thinking there might just be rocks or dirt, and they don't look like metal. Just thought I'd include it that there's a possibility the engine might not be good, but that's always been a possibility. Hopefully it's just dirt, because this engine hasn't had any kind of love in a long time. After finding all that crud in the oil, I've decided we're not going to do the compression test. What we are going to do is go ahead and pour gas down the carb and try to fire it up. What I've done is I've disconnected the fuel line, or the fuel pump from the fuel line, removed the fuel filter. So just in case there's anything in that tank, that might want to run through the carburetor. It won't. I doubt it. I bet it's all evaporated out. So underneath the... So that looks way used. It says Ford Motor Company on it, so obviously it's old. But I see a new-ish set of ignition points. They look pretty crappy, actually, even though they are newish. Who knows if this rotor button's really crappy too. Who knows if any of this was ever, done by somebody who hasn't any idea what they're doing. So I'm gonna bump the motor over a little bit and probably file the points down, see if the points gap is any good. I was like, they look okay, and see if we can't get any fire. I'm hoping the previous owner didn't lie to me and tell me that he never fired up when it looks like, new plugs, new points. I don't know, we'll see. So there were a couple different things wrong with the ignition system. So for the first thing was the points. I took them out and cleaned them up with a little bit of sandpaper. They were really, really dirty. Whenever the engine would turn over, if the points are working and the coil is working, you can see a little spark arc, click, 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 as the engine turns. Neither of those things were happening. If you look at my book, you get to contact point spacing, 0.014 of an inch, 0.016. So I have my little feeler gauges, and basically what you want to do is you get the there's lobes on this cam for the distributor, and you get that little black part on the height of a lobe, and what it does is it opens the points up. And then you take a screwdriver, you undo the screw right here, and you can adjust them back and forth so they're the correct width, and then you use the feeler gauge to kind of set that width. So we did that, and let me show you what happened. So the issue that I'm having is the neutral safety switch. There's something either misaligned or something, but I have to hold this parking lever all the way up to the top in order to get the engine to turn over with the key. I can't do that with one hand and film with the other. Now let's try that again. Battery's running out. But yeah, you can hear the little click, 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 click of the points opening and closing. So that should mean the rest of the ignition system should be good. That cap and rotor have seen better days. I can buy another one. Spark plug wire, stuff like that. But I want to at least see if the motor will fire first before I get to that point. I need to let this battery charge because it died overnight. Now that... Hey! Hey! I'm trying to make a video! Stop! Got some gas. We know we have spark. We know the engine turns over. So, hopefully, I'm just going to put a little bit in. See what happens. As long as it just fires for a second, that's what I want to know. And then we can go ahead and rebuild the fuel system. Nothing. No fire. Ooh, it coughed. And then the neutral safety switch killed it. Again, story of my life. I'm gonna need to work on that sooner than I thought. Started it like that. Didn't like that either. We wanted to. I feel like I need somebody to do this while I'm wanted to. battery's out. Woohoo! Oh, can you smell it? Can you smell the stink? Let's do it again. Let's do it again. The starter I got with the car is going in the car. Alright, that's good enough for me. Well, will it run? Yes. Will it run well? No. We got plenty of ignition tune-up to do. We got lots of fuel system tune-up to do. It's backfiring out of the carburetors. Who knows what the timing's like. Who knows, you know, all kinds of stuff. But it goes, it runs, you saw it. It's awesome! Isn't that exciting? There will be many more videos after this, but that's enough for me to order stuff from online and get it going. One more time. You want to do it one more time?